sellout today. All your reserve seating, it's all occupied, and second year in a row. How does it feel to not just do it the first time, but to the very next year do it again?
I was telling my boss, Marcus Smith, over the phone a little while ago, and we were talking about it. I said, these are the days we dream about, when we got great weather, full grandstands, happy people everywhere, a lot of people experiencing NHRA drag racing for the first time. I think, when all the sleepless nights that go into getting ready for one of these big events, this is the payoff. It's the payoff, and it's a great morale booster for our staff. It gives us tremendous amount of momentum as we kick off our spring events and going into the NASCAR events, the May All-Star Race, as well as the Coca-Cola 600, as well as many others. And I think it's just, there's a lot to be said for the immeasurables on this thing, where it's not just about the money. It's not about the popularity or even the promotion of it. There's a lot of fallout on it from a good standpoint. It helps the sport. It's good for the sport. I mean, anytime a sport where you look at the TV ratings and the boost that they've seen with our partners at Fox, and a day like this at a racetrack, it's a great shot in the arm for everybody involved, from the sanctioning body to the title sponsor at Lowe's Foods. I mean, people want to be a part of something this big and fun. So this is one of those big and fun days that we can all point to and say, this is why we do what we do for a living.
That's the other thing, the Lowe's Food. This is their very first year, right? So it's like they've stepped into absolute success.
Yes, with both our partners at Lowe's Food, who's another North Carolina-based company that we're proud to do business with. I mean, right in line with several others in our NASCAR business and in that world. They are from about an hour up the road, their headquarters in Winston-Salem, and some of our great partners over at Smithfield, and those folks are big drag racing fans. So, I think there's some of their folks, maybe from a corporate standpoint, they've never been to a drag race before. So, I always tell people, they are all like this, and there's days like we had yesterday too, where you're like, why are we here? What are we doing? And there's days like this that just woo you and keep wanting to keep you coming back for more. From the fan standpoint, from a sponsor standpoint, we've had a great year selling sponsorship. We got all the billboards are full, all the suites are full, so it's I think we're in a positive growth mode, and I think that's the ultimate goal for all of us. And talking to our partners at NHRA and having great meetings with them this weekend, there's some big ideas out there, and we're pulling in the right direction. We're all pulling in the same direction, and we haven't always had that, but this is great. This is I won't say it's a game changer, but it's really fun to be successful, and it's not me. There's a whole team of people that work long and hard to give our customers and our sponsors a great experience once they get to zMAX Dragway. And they could do it without me if I walked away tomorrow. But
no, they
could. They're all had at this now after the. So we're excited.
Oh, you're the negative, huh?
I don't think I'm the negative influence, but it's we got a great group of people working on this. It's just a lot of fun.
In the past, at least, selling tickets to an NHRA event pretty much happened the day of the event, okay? That, so anybody who's coming on a Saturday would buy their tickets on Saturday. You never really knew if they were coming. Is it different for you all? Did you know a bunch were coming?
We did. We had this for this event. We moved it back a couple of weeks, if you recall.
Yep.
We had to do some date changings with our sister tracks in Bristol and Vegas, and move things around in 2015 just to accommodate what was best for Speedway Motorsports. And so definitely warmer weather helps around these parts. There's also, but the trend going into the event was up as big as we've seen an event up probably any of our facilities in the last 10 years. And so when you look at a number like that and say these ticket sales are up 21% for an advance sale, if our buddies, the weather forecasters, give us a decent 5-day forecast, you know it's going to be gangbusters. So we staff appropriately. We can pre-print tickets for those folks that do want to walk up, so they don't have to wait in a long line. But we can tell. We make adjustments based on those trends with both our catering partners and our concession partners. We add parkers, we add infrastructure, we add law enforcement to keep everybody safe crossing roads and parking people in places we normally don't for a smaller event day. So there's a little bit of preparation that goes into it. But yeah, when you can tell, it's funny because walking in the pits, you can always tell when they say, traffic was good this morning. Traffic was, yeah. We pulled out of the hotel and we pulled out of the restaurant and then there was a lot of traffic and we got here early. And I can always say, without even looking at the cameras, looking at the parking lots, riding around with our folks, I can tell when they bump into me in the pit areas, and guys you've known for a long time, they've been to a lot more drag races than I have, say, you're going to have a good day. And you can just tell by just the volume of fans in the midway. When we don't run a pro round until 2 o'clock, and at 9 a.m. and they're shoulder to shoulder walking and experiencing all the stuff there is to do. And we tried to do right by them. We've added a lot more exhibition stuff out there. We've moved everything around. We kind of said, let's throw a new concept and make everything wider, give everybody one big grand thoroughfare through the pit area right down to the nitro pits. And so we've taken feedback from our customers and our employees and our sponsors, and we've tried to just kind of throw some of these changes at it. And I think a day like today, it turns out to be a success. I've talked to a lot of really happy people walking around out there.
I was out there earlier today, and some of the happy people I saw were here because of the lower divisions of racing. Do you all see that?
For the first time ever, we ran a Lucas Oil division race last weekend.
Okay.
And not all the categories stayed over, but a lot did. Okay. And a lot of people left their cars and haulers here over the weekend. And I think racing, if you look at North Carolina as a whole, we have per capita more drag raceways than any other state. Texas has more, but per capita we have more than any other state in the country. So they wouldn't be open still if there weren't drag racing fans. And a lot of our fans come from, I think, 43 other states. But, we can tell you with maps and everything where the hotbeds are. But, people enjoy that stuff. I think that's what makes it, we've talked about, NFL philosophy where it's people have a 3.5 hour tolerance for a sporting event. With everything we have to offer, with every ticket being a pit pass to be able to go out there, enjoy all the midway, get the giveaways, see the BMX demonstrations, play in the oversized kids zone. We had a car show going on out in the pavilion this morning or all day. I think fans enjoy that opportunity to walk around, meet their favorite driver. Maybe they know one of the sportsman guys in the lower ranks and are family members or neighbors, and they want to come out here and root for them over the weekend. But I think we've tried to create a little something for everyone. We've brought in food trucks now. We got Dale Jr.'s Whiskey River Bar, or Noble Bar. We got Budweiser Bar on the other end. So, and the bounce houses for the kids. So, and the Traxxas display. So, you really do. We try to offer something for every person from 2 to 92 that walks through these gates. And I think we've seen growth and success by being, having something for everyone.
Now, how's tomorrow look?
Tomorrow's up. We're still, hopefully people had a great time today and they buy a few more tickets on their way out and come back tomorrow. We're supposed to have beautiful weather. We've got a great forecast. I believe it's 77 and sunny, which is about as good as you get at a racetrack this time of year. But I think, again, anytime you're up in that advanced number, and you're right, good weather usually creates a good walk-up. Right. But it's buy your tickets now before all of the good seats go away. But with all the seats we have and the configuration, there really isn't a bad seat out there.
Right.
And a lot of people like sitting down near 1,000 feet and watching the end of the race or the quarter mile. A lot of people like sitting there and watch the staging games at the front of the racetrack or starting line. And so we got a little bit of something for everyone. We had a great weekend with our Top Eliminator Club. It's been sold out. I think today and tomorrow. We have public suites where people want to go inside and enjoy food, beverages, and air conditioning. They can do that too. So, you can call our ticket office and they'll take care of you and get you where you want to be.
Okay. Final question. 40-some states, it says people came from. What's the farthest state away that somebody's come from, and what's the farthest country away that somebody's here from?
I've had quite a few visitors from Europe. I know because some of the track operators from both Australia and I think it is Sweden this time have come over, and they just want to check it out. It's one of their bucket list items. Okay. I don't think we have anybody from Hawaii or Alaska, so it'd probably be Washington State. would be my assumption.
Okay.
It's always you struggle with the Dakotas for some reason. I don't think a whole lot of people live in the Dakotas.
You're right, you're right.
Or North or South Dakota race fans. There's just not a whole lot of population out there.
Exactly.
That's why people want to go vacation and go enjoy it. But we tend to struggle with Hawaii. It's the one it's a long trip. I mean, we get a lot from Australia. So, I mean, they're coming from all around the world, and, you know, it's fun. It's fun for me because I get a chance to talk to my peers that live in a different place. And drag racing is a different, you know, completely different animal when you get to some of these other countries. And it's fun to compare notes. And then we kind of keep in touch, and they send me pictures and ask me questions about events or how you do construction, how you did this, why you did this. But, you know, they got a lot of ingenuity, too, because they're building catch net mechanisms with different calipers, pulley systems that decelerate the race cars in a whole different way than what we do, and so it's fun. I mean, that's I learned a long time ago in this sport, having a big contact list or black book of every other racetrack in the country and in the world can never hurt you, because everybody's made a mistake and they've done something.
Oh,
you can pick up the phone and avoid making that same mistake. Then we're all better for it. You know, we don't really look at each other as competition, even though there are 19, 20 racetracks in North Carolina. We help each other out a lot. When somebody needs some supplies or they're low on something, you know, we'll send a truck or swap or trade or loan or borrow. And so we're all in this together. And what we can join arms and do what's good for drag racing, it helps us go in that rising tide theory.
Well, you'll have 6 people here tomorrow who have never been to an NHRA event. They've been over to Charlotte Motor Speedway, and they've been up in Winston-Salem
Bowman Gray.
to Bowman Gray,
I grew up
but
there.
they've never been to an NHRA event, and I told them this was the place to come.
It is. Is it somebody that I've talked about it before that grew up in racetracks and dirt tracks and motorcycle events, and I've been to every NASCAR track in the country, and I've been to F1 races. There's something very unique in about 4 wide, 40,000 horsepower. What we do here for this weekend, and it's one that you'll never forget. It's just a neat event. Even for me, it still makes the hair on your arm stand up when you go out there. This first quad goes down the racetrack, and you're like, that's still cool. It never gets old. And I'm old hat, and I don't really. I mean, I love racing and I love the sport, and I watch some of the NASCAR event tomorrow too. But for me, it's just one of those where you got to check it out. You know, we got free kids tickets. We got probably the cheapest tickets in the country when it comes to an NHRA race. But people need affordable entertainment, and so we've tried to provide that type of value to our customers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stan.